proceed.
Cal is a Jedi Padawan who's been on the run from the Inquisitors after Order 66. He was in hiding, they found out where he was. He's escaped with the help of Seer and Grease, his two companions, and the Stinger Mantis, the cool ship that they have. They are
set off on an adventure.
Set off on an adventure to... Don't want to give away too many spoilers, but on this journey through the game, you, the player, will kind of help him become a Jedi. So he'll learn new powers, some familiar, some not, as you progress. You'll uncover a lot about his backstory and how he ended up in the situation that he was in. Generally just help him grow as a Jedi through combat and force abilities, and his best friend, BD-1, who you meet on one of the planets.
Combat in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is all about thoughtful combat. So that means you have to use your lightsaber and force abilities in combat a certain way. Enemies are designed to kind of make you play a certain way. From a stormtrooper with a blaster rifle, you could reflect the bullet back or strike them down in one swing. Or like a lightsaber duel, which takes a lot of work to land one hit. So there's a good back and forth type of momentum that you kind of hopefully feels like it's watching a movie, but you're actually playing it. And then in the middle, there's kind of this challenge of the purge troopers that could block lightsabers. They could parry you, they could counter you. So there's a good back and forth where you need to think about what button you're pressing and what ability you're using against them, because they have the ability to resist force powers. And then we pretty much build the whole combat around that pillar of thoughtful combat. Some enemies are weak to push, some enemies are strong to slow, and we make sure there's little curveball challenges that we throw at the player so they're engaged throughout the whole game.
I don't think there's any specific one thing that we are inspired by or not. There wasn't ever a moment of, oh, we love this mechanic in this game, we should bring it into ours. I think any influences people see are just games that we love to play, and that are getting funneled through us as fans and devs through Stig's like lens of the creative vision as the game director to make something that is unique to Jedi.
Yeah, everything's got to work with the pillars of the game and the vision that we're trying to do. So we've tried some things, we've thrown them out, they didn't make the final design. We wanted to feel unique, right? So in this game, you could use your force powers in a different way, and that's inspired by Star Wars, right? We want it, we take inspiration from all the games we play. We're hardcore gamers. I have a fighting game background, so that's kind of my vocabulary, fighting game mechanics. And that's kind of been my career, to kind of use those mechanics and build fun melee combat around it.
Retraversal is a huge part of the game. We'll send you back to planets for more of the crypt path, or you may just want to explore and find some secrets, or maybe a whole new area will open up. But all that is tied to getting a new ability. So using the map, you can see, I'm bumping up against this wall, it says I can't progress. Oh, it's because you don't have push yet. And so if you look at the map, it'll show a red gate. If you go to another planet, get pushed and come back, it'll now be green, so you can progress that way. But also through retraversal, we like to throw curveballs at the player. So you might return to a planet with 2 new powers and feel like super strong for the first fight on that planet, but then maybe around the corner there's something new that you haven't experienced before. So we never wanted the combat or the retraversal to get stale, but we still wanted to pay off a power fantasy of you feeling like really strong. So you may still run into grunts and stormtroopers later on in the game, but also some other stuff that we'll mix it up.
The high-level idea in mind, exploration, using your powers, and having payoffs for when you re-explore and retraverse planets. And that was always something we had to build from the ground up with the visual design of the planet. So taking that a step further, we had to make sure Cal's progression and the planets you're visiting line up with the powers that you have. So there's a lot of back and forth, iteration, and play testing where we wanted to get that right. Like the time between checkpoints and the time between retraversing and coming back, that was all very iterative.
You'll notice as you play through, there's no UI marker that says go over here. We kind of give you an overarching goal on the map somewhere, like you need to get over here. And we want to have the players explore, try to figure it out, and then turn a corner and see it's like, oh, this connects back. This is a shortcut. Oh, okay, now I know how to get through here faster if you're fighting a hard combat. That's just like the moment to moment of the levels. Just building them in general, we did 50% new, 50% are already established planets, and just working with Lucasfilm to create them. They both had their own challenges, because like adding on to Kashyyyk is a really big deal, because that's known, like a known property, known quantity, but making Zepho, which is unique to us, has a lot of different things, because on Kashyyyk we know they have certain types of creatures, whereas on Zepho we had to come up with those, and then working with Lucas to make sure that that fits within the IP was really important and super collaborative and a really good experience. So you can customize Cal's, there's different different versions of his poncho, his outfit, which is like the under flight suit kind of thing. BD-1 has a bunch of different skins and colors. The Mantis, which is your unique ship, has a bunch of skins. The lightsaber itself, it was actually interesting when we were coming up with the customization for the game of the lightsaber. It was at the same time that Lucas was starting to work on their Savi's Workshop, so the lightsaber building experience at Galaxy's Edge. And so working with them to incorporate, there's a lot of bits in our game that you can see at Savi's Workshop and vice versa. So how it's divided up, where it's the sleeve, the emitter, the switch, so tons of different parts, some you might recognize from previous movies or properties, and some that are unique to us. On top of that, with like different metal types,
and it's all tied to exploration. So
yeah, explore more, get more cool
the
stuff.
more you get to customize.
Yeah.
Jedi Fallen Order releases on November 15th, so
PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.
become a Jedi.